The story starts with a boy named Vijay. His teacher at school gets angry and beat him to the scale as he has great desire to go home early. Because today is the birthday of Vijay's father named Balbir Singh. Balbir Singh is a Delhi-based industry tycoon who wears the generational steel organization named Swastik Prepares. Vijay goes to the factory in order to wish his father on his birthday, but he doesn't meet him because he goes for business meeting. When Balbir comes home at night, his wife named Jyoti tells him that Vijay was waiting for you since morning, but you didn't come. When Vijay was sleeping in his room, his father reaches and sees that he has a letter in his hand in which it is written that, Papa, in his life, you are my father, but I want that in the next life I should become your father and you should be my son. So as to I would ask you, I love you so much, as Vijay written his letter. Vijay lives in a lavish manner with his father and his mom named Jyoti, as I said above. He has two sisters named Reet and Roop. Vijay has left Balbir from his life as a youngster, yet Balbir doesn't invest energy with the family because of his bustling timetable. At some point, Vijay's sister Reet gets tormented by her college mates, and after knowing this, Vijay finds out about this and cautions them with a rifle named AK-47. The father Balbir finds out about this. He rebukes Vijay and slaps him for what he have done. He takes a decision to send Vijay into a boarding school in America, far away from himself and the family as well. It seemed that the love that Vijay had always wanted since childhood, or which he had anticipated from his father, now seems to be faded. The time moves. With this, the story moves almost 2.5 decades, where we can see that the Vijay has grown up. He gets back to his home in the wake of finishing his schooling, where he goes to the commitment of his previous school cohort Gitanjali. Vijay generally cares deeply about Gitanjali and admits to her that she would be greatly improved with Vijay, which prompts Gitanjali in a split second succumbing to him and breaking her commitment. During Balbir's 60th birthday celebration, Vijay battles with his sister's better half, Varun. The Vijay's sister Reet tells him to say sorry to Varun, in which Vijay bluntly said no. The matter goes to his father Balbir, where a brawl occurs between the father and son, and Balbir slaps him as he did a decades ago. One thing prompts one more, and Vijay is removed from the house. Vijay quickly weds Gitanjali and moves to the US. Gitanjali brings forth two children, and they all carry on with tranquil existence. After 8 years, Vijay discovers that Balbir was shot by unidentified attackers, inciting him to get back to India and meet his dad. After rejoining with Balbir and the family, Vijay assumes responsibility and embarks to track down the individuals liable for the endeavor on Balbir. Vijay goes to his local town in Punjab, where he requests help from his more distant family, saying sorry in the process for his dad and his family's non-attendance for not having visited them in the beyond 20 years. Vijay's more distant family acknowledges his statements of regret and handle his interest, ultimately sending his cousins with him back to Delhi. Vijay sets up a doppelganger named Kailash for his father, where ultimately Asrar men kill Kailash as they think real Balbir, but they haven't any idea, yet he still even exists. At Kailash's funeral, Vijay figures out that his sister's husband Varun was engaged with the death endeavor, where he kills him at a gathering as Asar watches the homicide. Vijay goes to meet an arms seller named Reddy at a lodging, where Asrar and his attackers wearing creature veils show up at the inn to kill him. Notwithstanding, Vijay figures out to vanish them in spite of ruthless wounds and goes into a state of unconsciousness. After 14 days waking from his extreme lethargy, Vijay discovers that he has cardiovascular breakdown and necessitates a prompt transfer. Vijay at last tracks down a benefactor and effectively recuperates, where he discovers that the donor is the life partner of a lady named Zoya. Vijay meets and starts to invest energy effortlessly her agony of losing her life partner, which prompts into an affair. Gitanjali gets to know somehow that Vijay have done a physical intercourse with Zoya. Zoya, who has fallen head over heels for Vijay, uncovers that the benefactor was not her life partner and that she was sent by Asrar's more youthful sibling Abrar so as to lure you, as Zoya says to Vijay. Vijay gets to know that the Asrar was the real culprit behind his father's death endeavor. She further says Asrar's most youthful siblings, Abid and Abrar, figure out everything about Vijay and sent her to him. Vijay uncovers that he realized before she was sent by somebody and that he needed to know the man of the genuine culprit. The next part of the story starts in Scotland, where we can see that Asrar's brother Avrar, he couldn't speak, so his brother, that is Abid, become his translator and keep translating everything. Abrar is getting married, then a man comes and tells him that your brother, that is Asrar, has been killed. As soon as Abrar hears this, he gets furious and kills that man. Afterward, Rangvijay gains from his granddad Rajdhir Singh that Abrar and his siblings are connected with their family, making Rangvijay their cousins. Asrar attempted to kill Balbir after he was kept an offer from getting their property. Rangvijay get to know that Abrar has moved to Scotland and changed his religion. Rangvijay and his cousins moved to Scotland and barge into Abrar home to kill him, where he kills Abrar's men and compromises Abrar's spouses so as to uncover his location. Abrar's spouses uncovered that Abrar had gotten away with Habib and their plans to leave for other country in their personal private plane. Rangvijay and his men gives pursuit to them on the runway, figuring out to stop their flight. A long fight between the two brothers results where Rangvijay at last kills Abrar and gets back to India. During their Diwali festivity, Balbir uncovers to Rangvijay that he has suffered from cancer and understands that his childhood is the main grounds for behind your hostile behavior. Balbir at long last apologizes and accommodates with Rangvijay, who is excited after at last getting familiar love and fondness from Balbir. Other more youthful siblings, Aziz, an expert killer in Istanbul, discovered that Rangvijay was liable for killing Asrar and Abrar. After effectively going through plastic medical procedures to turn into Rangvijay's doppelganger, Aziz and Abid set off to correct retribution on Rangvijay and his loved ones. And the story goes end.